Hey all, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be as diplomatic and professional as possible when we take a look at the Legacy Evolution Crosscut in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light 'em up, baby! Hit that notification bell, please, as it helps me out a ton and lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that is in the description down below, also in the description down below. And if you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And this is the review for Legacy Evolution Crosscut. This will be fairly quick because we've looked at this mold for Skids, we've looked at this mold for Burnout, and we kind of looked at this mold for Crankcase. So I won't be showing the transformation, but I will talk about it, and I will talk about this guy in reference to them, who his character actually is for those unfamiliar, and what character is kind of most associated with him. Without any further ado, how about we head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. And yes, indeed, here we have Senator Crosscut himself. And of course, before we look at him, you know what we have to do to start this off? Have a little look at the packaging first, of course. Very first thing worth noting is that he's right here on the front in his Honda City R, like hatchbacky type of look. Over here, close up of his head, of his robot mode, our usual kind of evolution artwork here on the side, and on the back, yes, you have the product images, and of course you have the whole Evo Fusion thing. But I mean, in essence, it's nothing different than we've seen with both Skids and Burnout before. We have instructions, but I can't possibly see why you would really need to have instructions. I mean, by now we've looked at this transformation a couple of times, so you probably already know how this is going to go. And here indeed we have Crosscut in his vehicle mode. To be fair, I'm not going to be actually doing the transformation. We've seen the transformation going from robot to vehicle, the way he comes in a package in episode 976 with Skids. A lot of people had issues tabbing the roof in. I was lucky, I didn't really have too many issues like that. Mine tabbed in fairly easily, but a lot of people had issues with it. So yeah, that was 976. We also saw the transformation going the other way in reverse from vehicle mode to robot mode by way of Burnout in episode 1014. I do find that, or found that Burnout had a bit of a smoother transformation, slightly better tolerances than Skids did. And I think the worst use of this mold was one that appeared on my top 10 worst list for 2022. And in episode 1040, that would be Crankcase. I'll put links to all that there. Not because I didn't want to like Crankcase, I really do. The couple of little shoulder blasters, if they're not folded down, his transformation becomes more finicky. Overall, I found his transformation a little more fiddly than this version of the mold. And in robot mode, the chest, at least on mine, has zero friction, doesn't tab in the least, doesn't hold in the least. It makes me very leery of medics. So, to be fair, I prefer this version of the mold. Now, when it comes to Crankcase, Crosscut himself, the character is basically a senator and a diplomat. If you don't know him, like I didn't know him, he knows something like 230 Earth languages and had a role in helping to, I guess, negotiate to build Autobot City. He is, I guess, known to many alien species and like a liaison with many alien species to the tune of 6,300 alien languages. It's too bad he didn't come with his little scooter, because his little scooter is actually named Clutch, and Clutch is able to download like all of Crosscut's consciousness. So if Crosscut's body was destroyed, his intellect, his essence, lives on by way of being downloaded to Clutch until I guess he can get a new body. I skipped the original when it came out in 2002 based on the Skids mold because I had no idea who this guy was. I skipped the, I want to say 2013, maybe 2014 Generation Skids reuse. because again, I did not know the character at all in the least. And when I saw this one, I said, I like the mold enough. I've never had a crosscut, so why not go in on this one? This is the only one that has red tires. It bugs me. So again, everything goes on here the way it has in the past. I'm going to take all this off just so we can see the main vehicle. There is a lot of silver paint on here, and I mean a lot of silver paint. The red detailing on the side. I really think that, because there are like some black pieces, maybe, yeah, I don't think it's paint. You know, this is black. I really think the tires should have been on the sprue with the black pieces. Rolls just fine, but those tires really kind of do it in for me. Not at all a fan of that. Some people have painted them. It's your call. Rolls just fine. As far as the vehicle goes, it's a vehicle, but I wanted to show it because I wanted to note the issue with the tires. That noted, we can go from crosscut looking like this to crosscut looking like this. So in terms of the transformation, I've said it before about this mold, this version of the mold, that I think it's 10. I loved it for Skids, I loved it for Burnout, and I love it for this guy. I would say Skids had the toughest tolerances in terms of putting the roof section into the ports, or I guess the pegs into the roof section ports. I found Burnout had the best. I find this one is middle of the road for that. So if it's not a 10 for the transformation, it's a 9.75, but I'm going to say it's a 10. I find it pretty smooth, and I enjoy it. In terms of the coloration, other than the red tires, which I think are an eyesore, I mean, starting from the feet going up, based on like all the references we have from comics and from other releases and whatnot, the feet should be red, the shin should be black and silver. The thighs here are silver, the pelvis red, all the way it's supposed to be. The black grill, the silver chest, the Autobot symbol, the red hands, the kind of gray forearms. Arguably, the biceps should probably not be red. That should probably also be gray. The head is exactly the way it should be. Actually, the head has some really nice paint up on the forehead with the silver and the blue and whatnot. I think the red line detailing, maybe that's supposed to just be like a solid, simple black line, but I like the red detailing. I'm going to say it's about a 9.75. Like, I think it's very good, but there's a couple of liberties taken with the way crosscut usually looks, but I think that they are liberties that make sense other than the red tires. Then we go to the articulation for the guy. And again, by the way, I have his axe back here. They can all go together. We've seen that 100 times. I'm not wasting time doing it again. All of this is clear, well, translucent blue, all painted silver. The doors, translucent blue, all painted silver. The lower legs, all painted silver. Silver on the front. There's a lot of paint here. Keep that in mind. The head can go left and right, little up and down. The door wings, they can open and close a little bit. Again, these can go way out, or they can come further down. Bicep swivel. We do have an elbow to, for sure, 90 degrees. Wrist rotation. I think it's a wrist rotation here, right? Yes, a wrist rotation there. As well, you'll notice that there are, I guess, ports above his hand, so you can put a blaster in there or a blaster in there. That's also your call. We have ports on the side. That would also be your call. The legs can go forward. The legs can go, I guess, back as far as like the back will allow them to go. I mean, you can push it if you really want to kind of get this section out of the way. Thigh swivel. We do have a free-flowing waist. We do have a knee to 90 degrees. The guy can do full splits? Maybe not quite full splits, but I mean, they're pretty deep splits. And we have super duper deep ankle tilt. Maybe hands would be nice, like articulated fingers might be nice, but like I don't really expect that on a deluxe, so I think I'm cool with it. You know what? This mold has been a 9.75 to a 10. I still think that this version is a 9.75 to a 10, and you know what puts it over the top? Not only do we now have a proper companion piece to go with Road Rage, since Road Rage basically saved him from a skirmish and became like his advisor and bodyguard. When she's not a maniac in her vehicle mode all over the road, she's actually a really skilled diplomat, so she's a really good bodyguard slash assistant to Crosscut. So not only do we now have a version to go with her, by the way, my Trax version does not have the leg issue. My Road Rage version does have the tabbing in issue a little bit, but not much. Like, I can move her foot, no problem, forward and back, and it doesn't move. Same here, forward and back, and it doesn't move. It does work. It's just a little precarious there. It works perfect on my Skids. I think I lucked out. About my only gripes with this guy is the red tires. Really, that's about it. Other than that, I think he's pretty darn splendid, and he clocks in at 93 grams. He has the mass. In fact, he has a good amount of mass, more mass than a traditional deluxe. He has a ton of paint. He has all the articulation. He has the engineering. He has the accessories. This is what a modern deluxe needs to be for the price point that they're trying to push on fans. You need to have and I've said this before, you need to have the value we've had in the past, plus. Don't give me less. That's not what I'm in for. You give me what we've had in the past, plus more mass, plus more paint, plus more articulation, plus an involved transformation. And man, you got me. This guy, this mold, for me, overall score is going to be, again, 9.75 to a 10. I think it's a fantastic Transformer. And here we are, and here he is. So arguably one of the more boring personalities because he's a bureaucrat, but a really cool look. Like I said, my only real issue is the red tires. I wish that they were black. I don't know if I'm going to bother to paint them. I know some people have, and it looks great. I don't mind the red lines on the door, even though they should be black. I think the red fits better. And even though the red bicep should probably be silver or gray in this case, I'm okay with it being red. I like the kind of balance out here of red and gray. The guy has more mass than a traditional deluxe, at least within the last 10 years. And he has a ton of paint covering his whole body. I also don't even mind that the back windows here are painted for much the same reason that I didn't mind them being painted with Burnout, because the color sort of lends itself to it. It looked weird on Skids that these back windows would just be blue like the rest of them, but I think it works okay with silver and black. Ideally, they wouldn't be painted in, but you know what? It is what it is, right? I didn't make that decision about the paint. I do wish that we had more paint on the, I guess, details on the back, a la Burnout, but if you're not going to put those details back there, then at least you put a lot more silver paint back here. I love this mold. I really do. I think it's a tremendous mold. I have it 3 times. It's much like the Siege Seeker mold, where though I have it multiple times, I never feel like I got ripped off for it. I feel like I got my value for money for it. And I feel the same thing with this mold. You get the mass, you get the paint, you get the articulation, you get the engineering, you get the solidity. Maybe a little too much solidity, as I know many people have had issues with the roof tabbing in and are concerned about the fact that it's a translucent plastic. I don't really have that issue, not to any great degree, not if I really kind of finesse it enough. And of course they go into these rectangular tabs back right here. I find that it works pretty good, and I find it gets easier over time. Big fan. I don't know if you are. I didn't have any connection to Crosscut, but I did for Skids, and once I kind of realized how much I liked the mold, I was in for it for characters that I never had any connection to in the past. That, my friends, is a successful use of a mold. And Crosscut fills the bill very nicely for perhaps the most important of Autobot diplomats. Let me know what you think about Crosscut and this mold in general. I really, really wish that my crankcase worked better than he did. I know some people's work tremendous, and mine just luck of the draw, man. Luck of the draw. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. Don't forget to please hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel, and especially don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned way right here inside the videos.